assume you got some data like this: product IDs, name, year, quantity, etc. Okay, so this is your data. Our requirement. Let's understand how to import Excel data to SQL Server. So let's launch SQL Server. Let's launch a Management Studio. Okay, let's launch SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Connect to the server. And here I'll take a new database for now. And I'll call this database as, for example, I'll put this way: product store DB. Give some name, a friendly name, and click OK. Okay, so your database is created, called product store DB, this one. Now let me just remove all other databases to avoid confusion. I'll remove all other databases to avoid confusion. Now our requirement. Yes friends, our requirement is to get the data imported from Excel to this product underscore store underscore DB, right? To this particular database you would like to import the data. So source is Excel, destination is SQL database. In fact, a table inside the database. Right click database, tasks, import. See there friends, our requirement to load the data from Excel to SQL table. So right click database, tasks, import. Right click database, tasks, import. You get the welcome screen. And next, choose a data source. Our data source would be Excel, right? This one, Excel. Path, browse. I'll select the product Excel file. Okay, so source is Excel. Version, it can be anything. I am selecting 97 2003 because it is an Excel file. In fact, once you browse for a particular Excel file, the version would be automatically selected. Based on the file you upload or browse, you get the version automatically selected for Excel. First row has column names. Okay, this one, first row has column names. Next, choose a destination. So here SQL Server destination. From your architecture class, it can be OLEDB or SNAC, SQL native client, the default driver for SQL Server. I repeat, choose OLEDB for SQL Server or SQL native client, anything is fine. Then provide the server name. Okay, this SQL School server name, database, the product store DB. You right click database and say import. So this database would be automatically selected. And you say next. Copy data from one or more tables or views, or write a query to specify data for transfer. In this case, I'll select the first option, copy data from one or more tables or views. So source table, here it is nothing but Excel. Next, my Excel file contains multiple sheets. I'll select sales and prods. Say sales and prods. Here you see two extra entries, additional entries. These are memory copy. The entries with dollar suffix are called memory copy. The entries without dollar suffix means the one at the end, without dollar, are disk copies. Memory copy, live data; disk copy, saved data, old data. I'll take disk copy to ensure consistent data reads. You may take any one, it's up to you, either memory or disk. But this is how it works in Excel. We have disk copy and memory copy. I'll take any one. Here you see something called as DBO. Our next concept today, schemas. For now, this is my table prods. Same way, here also table sales. Okay, so this way you get prods, sales, two different tables ready. You may preview to see the data. You may preview to see the data. Edit mappings is mainly for data conversions. For now, I'll say next. We're just getting the normal import operations. Mappings would be from the integration and BI perspective, business intelligence. For now, I'll say next. If we are planning for BI, we got good amount of mappings, conversions, error handling, event handling, etc. from there. For now, next. Run immediately. As I told just now, it is a part of BI, MSBI, SSIS, integration services, to automate and explore more on import export. We at this time need to have some basic information on the import export. Hence, we are getting it carefully. Run the package means the BI program, MSBI, SSIS program immediately. Run it immediately. Next, and simply finish. What it does, it copies rows from first sheet to one table, second sheet to another table. Say finish. Okay, this way you get data transported or copied to destination. This is how you perform the import operations. Now, how do you verify? Refresh table. Okay, refresh tables, and here you see table prods and sales. Right click and select. Same way here also, friends, you got it. So here is your data. So whatever data is available is seen, remaining is null. Same way, sales and select, and you got the data here ready. Simply right click and select. Next. There is something called DBO, we'll take it separately. Right now, our source is Excel. Those sheets data, both sheets data is now given to SQL tables. Same way we can do the reverse way as well. Right click database tasks, export. Click on export, the same operation but in a reverse way. And here you will see next, source. Source is SQL native client. the current database, destination Excel. So I'll provide Excel. I'll say Excel output. Give some name, any name of your choice. Browse and give some file name. Next. Copy data from one or more tables. Select the tables. There are only two tables in my database. I'll select them and say next. Just bypass the screen. Next. Run immediately. So same process, either import from outside world to SQL server or export from SQL server to outside world. It is always the same process. Say next and you see the execution was successful. And where do you find them? On my desktop, I got my Excel output. This is the one Excel output with table prods and table sales. So this way we can perform import and export operations. Next, the other important agenda item today, about schemas. Let's understand, friends, the actual concept of schemas here. Schemas are database objects used to group multiple tables or views or procedures, etc. Upcoming concepts like functions, etc. Any object, we can group them into something called schemas. The main practical purpose of schemas, yes, easy data access by developers and administrators and end users, easy security management mainly by admins, database administrators. Yes, for easy security operations, we make use of schema. For example, yes, schemas means grouping tables. For example, a user requires some set of permissions on a group of tables. A set of permissions on a group of tables. Then you group them into a schema and give permissions to a schema, like giving permissions to a folder, so that the files inside the folder will be given the permissions. Same way here. For easy management activities, we have schemas. The default schema is DBO, means database owner. Default schema is DBO, means database owner. This one, friends, DBO. Let's see how to get these schemas. Well, so for this purpose, I'll make use of this product database. Whatever database I created today, I'll use it now. Okay, let me use the database, product database, and I create two schemas. See there, friends. Create schema 1, create schema 2, where inside the database. Those schemas will be seen inside security folder. Remember, the practical requirement for schemas is security management. So inside security, you see schemas. Yes, for administrators, participants proceeding for DBA, yes, right now we're having the common chapters, common classes for everyone. The participants, as a part of your DBA course curriculum, we have schema level security. At that time, yes, we will be using these concepts carefully. So you create schemas. Even MSBI developers and database consultants, those courses also include reference to the schemas in your actual project work. Now you create schemas. What next? Create table, schema name dot table name. See there, friends. Okay, schema name dot table name. So you are creating schema name dot table name with multiple columns. Here also schema name dot table name. Here as well it is schema prefix table name. Now schema prefix table name. So you created the schemas. What next? I'll just maximize the window and show it like this. You create the schema, create tables. What next? Insert into schema dot table value 1, value 2, value 3, normal values. 3 rows inserted. Yes, I am purposefully using a date data type so that we can insert our own date values, year hyphen month hyphen day, year oblique month oblique day, or get date. Get date is a built-in function that reports today's date and time. Here it is date data type, so it reports date data type date value. How do you know? Select from schema name dot table name. Well, now yes, you got the data ready. Participants focusing on queries, you have a separate chapter for playing with date and time formats. Let's concentrate on schemas for now. So you create schema, create tables inside the schema, and insert data into the schema which is inside the table inside the schema. You are inserting data into a table inside the schema, and now select from schema name dot table name. See there, friends. What else? Yes, now our requirement. Yes, we created the schema, we are using the schema. Insert, update, delete anywhere before table name you provide the schema name. Now how to move a table from one schema to another? Assume you got a table in one schema where table 1 in schema 1. So initially it is schema name dot table name, schema 1 dot table, right? Now our requirement, you would like to move the first table from first schema to second schema. Yes, you would like to move, or also called as migrate, physically move a table from one schema to another schema. So alter schema to target schema, transfer source source table. I repeat, alter schema name, transfer first schema first table. Say execute. So right click, execute. So we are transferring the table from schema 2 to schema 1. How do you verify it, friends? Select from schema name dot table name. This is called two-part naming convention. Select from schema name dot table name. Same way we can also specify here, select from database name, directly database name dot schema name dot table name. So and so database, so and so schema, so and so table. See there. Same way you can also specify in other format server name. Yes, here it is. SQL school is my server. Server dot database dot schema dot table. This one, friends, observe carefully. So this is called two-part naming convention. Okay, same way here it is three-part naming convention. Schema name dot database name dot schema name dot table name. Any schema it can be default DBO schema or it can be any other schema. Same way here it is four-part naming convention. Four parts: server contains database, contains schema, contains table. Now here it is. With this information, we are right now connected to a particular database product store DB. Now let me connect to a different database. Okay, I'll connect to a different database. I can access this particular object. You are connected to master, but you're accessing a object, a table from some other database. Not only four part, even three part also works here. Four part is mainly for linking the servers, our next upcoming concept. In next 4 to 5 chapters, we'll talk about linking servers, linked servers. For now, I just gave them for our understanding and syntax. So select from schema name dot table name or database name dot schema name dot table name. From one database, you can easily access data for other database or objects of other database. Next, with this information, a small shortcut: create synonym, for example table 1 for, or simply say T1 for this one. Create synonym name. I'll put this way, friends, TBL1. I'll create synonym. Synonym means a permanent alternate name. I repeat, friends, synonym means a permanent alternate name to any object. Example table. Any object, permanent alternate name, synonym. What's the advantage? Going forward, you no need to say database name dot schema name dot table name every time. Instead, we'll directly say select from synonym, shortcut representation. So create the synonym and use it here. See how simple it is. So we started our journey here with creating schemas, then using the schemas, then migrating, moving a table from one schema to another schema, then two part, three part, four part naming convention. From one database, you can easily access data for other database, either with three part or four part naming convention or permanent alternate name called a synonym. Okay, you'll be practicing these concepts carefully here. Next, apart from this, we have other small and simple concept in our agenda today, that is temporary tables, also called temp tables, to store table data on a temporary basis in stored in maintained in tempdb. We know tempdb is one of the system databases. We got it in the installation part. Tempdb, master model, MSDB, tempdb, resource, system databases. Yes, purpose or when to use. We use tempdb for storing any type of temporary operations or temporary data for calculations, mainly for calculations and queries. We'll make use of this tempdb in real world, mainly for calculations and query storage. We make use of tempdb. There are two types of temporary tables: local temporary tables, global temporary tables. Local temporary tables accessible within the session, also called query window. And here is the prefix, single hash prefix. So local temporary table is accessible within the session. Then we have global temporary tables accessible within the server, means all query connections. Yes, across all the entire connections, connection 1, connection 2 will be able to access. That is global temporary table. Local means within this session, current session window. Global means across multiple sessions. Let's come on, test them. Create table, hash table, insert into hash table and select. Okay, a small example to understand the local temporary tables. Same way, here it is double hash. Double hash means global temporary table. So in this session, we are able to access both local temporary tables and global temporary tables in the same session. Simple friends, local temporary table means I create, I use it. Global temporary table means I create, you can use it as long as I am connected to the server. Once I close the session, global temporary table life is lost. So as long as session 51 is online, okay, this particular table can be accessible by my other session 65, this one. Of course, local temporary table not accessible. Local temporary table is created by 51, accessible only by 51 user, but 65 user, 65 session can access the table. How long? Yes, this particular table can be accessible as long as 51 is online. Once 51 close the session, once 51 close the session, in such a case, yes, table 2 in 65 other session is invalid. See that friends? So local temporary tables mean you create, you use it. Global temporary table means you create, I can use as long as you are online on the server. Once you go offline, I cannot use your temporary tables anymore. Well, so in our later classes, upcoming classes, will come across these important terms that we are talking about till now. One is schemas, other one synonyms, and other one temporary tables. So please make sure you go through the things carefully and start the practice. Ensure friends, on time practice of these basics, very important to decide our understanding of our next classes. Okay, with this we got the concepts of import export, schemas and temporary tables. We'll stop for today. Please practice on time. Thank you.